So after home screen, we will build the new post screen. But first, let me do some small correction that I made in home screen section, where I made a typo mistake in the three dotted line row. So you can see that the three dotted line should be appear at the end, and here the likes text is not showing. So let me do it quickly. So for likes, we can just type it likes here after this Kotlin function, and then for the three dotted line we can go to that row. So here, and I accidentally write it top start, it should be top end. So let's do it quickly and let's run it. So now you can see that this dotted line is in right place, and also we can see the likes here. So let's get started with the new post screen. So I'm going to create a package name screens, and then I will put this home screen into the screen folder. Then I will create a new post Kotlin file in the same folder. So we will say new post. Let's create it. Let's create a new composable function. So at composable function new post. Then we need to declare the two variables for the image URL and for the caption. So we are going to use var instead of value, because it can change its state, because value is final type and it cannot change once we initialize it. So we will use var, because var can change its states whenever it's required, because in the beginning this screen has a placeholder image, and when we upload the image from URL it will be changed. So we will say var image URL of type, then we can say mutable state of or mutable state, and then we can provide the type of type is string, and then we can use the remember function. So remember, and here we can say mutable state of, and we can initialize it with an empty string. Then we can do the same for caption. So var caption of type mutable state, provide the typing of type is string, then we can say remember, and we can again initialize with an empty string. Then we need the surface composable to set the background image to black. So here we can say surface, and we can remove the import once it's imported, and here we can say color equal color dot black. Then we can declare a column to put the items in it. So let's say column, and we can use the modifier to give it some fields properties. So we can say modifier dot fill max size, and then we can create our row for the first row items. So in the first row we are going to have an arrow image to go back to new screen, and the name of the screen, so that will be new post, and tick image icon to validate the post, So for row we will say modifier equals modifier dot wrap content width, and we can give it some height. So for height we can say 35 dp because we use 35 in the home screen, so let's be consistent with that. And for padding we can say 5 dp. So the first item is going to be the back button arrow image. So let's use the image function. Here we will say image, and we will use the remember async image painter. So let's say remember async image painter. For model we require the context, provide the image request for it. So we can say image request dot builder, and here we need to provide the context. So instead of creating a value for context, we can declare and initialize here it directly. So we can say local context dot current, and after that we can say crossfade true. Then we need the data. So for data I am going to use the image icon from the iconset.com. So I will just paste it here, and after data we can call the build function, and after build we can provide the filter quality. So filter quality dot high, then we can pass the content description null, and after that we need to provide the content scale. So we can say content scale dot crop, and then we need to give some additional properties to the image like size and height and width. So we can use modifier. So modifier dot size, let's give it a 32 dp of size, and let's wrap the width. So we can say wrap content width. Then we can align it to center vertically. So we can say dot align, and we can call it alignment, and alignment dot center vertically dot center vertically. And later we will make it clickable, but for now we don't need it because we don't have the navigation yet. So once we have navigation we will make it clickable. So we can go back. So let's make the next component, which is text. So we can say after the image component we can say spacer to create a little bit of space. Then we can give it a bit of space. So we can say modifier dot width 25.dp. Then we can declare the text for new post. So we can say text, and let's call it new post. Let's give it a font size of 20 sp. We need to import the sp. We also need to set the color to white because we are using the black background color. So color dot white, and we can make it actually bold. So let's say font style not italic dot bold. Looks like we don't have the bold font style. Let's leave it to normal for now. Maybe it's a font weight. Let's try the font weight, and let's see if we can get the font weight. Yeah, so the bold is property of font weight and not font what I was using before. So font weight dot bold. After that we need the tick mark icon and we want it to be at the end of the row. So again we can say row and we can use the same trick that we used in home screen. So we can say modifier dot fill max width, and then we need to call the wrap content width or wrap content size, not width. Then we can align it to alignment dot top end, and now we can give the image. So let's copy this image component so we can reuse it quickly. So here we can say image, and for data I can simply paste the image URL for the tick icon. Let's keep the size same, 32 dp, and everything looks okay. So let's run this piece of code and see if we are getting everything right. So what I'm going to do is, because we don't have a navigation yet, I am just going to main activity and I'm just going to remove this home screen and I will call new post for now to render the new post screen. So let's run it and see. So you can see that we have got our app bar with new post and this tick mark icon and the back button. Right now these two are not working because we have not provided the functionality for this. So later we will have functionality for this back arrow button, and for this button I will just make it functional in the moment. So let's work on this new post component. After this row, because we are done with this first row, so we need to work on another row where we can put the image and the text field to place the URL for the image. So let's create another row. So let's call it row, and we can again use the modifier dot fill max width, and the first thing we need is a value for placeholder. So we need a placeholder image, so we can declare on top of our this new post function. So here we can say value placeholder of type string, and let's just pass the value, the image URL value, which I am taking from Shutterstock, just a nice placeholder image, and we can get back to our row. So here we will need another image component. So let's copy the image component from here and then we will customize it according to our own needs. So here in data we will use an if else statement actually. So for data we can run an if else statement. So we can say that if image URL have any value, so we will check it by saying image URL dot value dot is empty, or we can run it is blank. Both of them will work. Then we will say placeholder image or placeholder, else we will use the image URL dot value. So if we have the image URL, then we will use the image URL value, otherwise we will use the placeholder image. And for this image URL value, we need to wrap it inside the double quotes, because the data field or this data function, it requires the string in a double quote value. And if we put the double quote value, then we will have to use this dollar sign and then curly braces, and then we can put this image URL dot value inside it, so we can get the value properly, and then we can put it inside the double quotes. And then we are calling the build method. Filter quality is high, content scale dot crop, and for size we will not call the size, but we will give it separate height and width. So for height we will say 100.dp, and for width we can say 100.dp. And we don't need to call these two functions, because we are giving the height and width, because we are defining it ourselves, so we don't need to call those two. And after the image, we need another row for the text field, so we can provide the image URL. So we can say row, and here we can say modifier dot fill max width, then wrap content width, sorry, and then some padding. So padding, from top we need 15.dp, and from start we need 5.dp, because the text fill is going to be side by side with the image, so at the right side of the image actually. And let's declare a value here, and we can call it text state, and then we can pass the image URL dot value, so we can actually make it final. And after that we can say text field, and for value we can say text state. We don't need to call the value. Okay, here we don't need to call the value. Actually it would be better if we don't call the value here, and then we can call the value, because it's changing when we put the URL into the text field, so we need to call it on value change. So for an value change we can call a function, and we can say text state dot value equal 8, and we need a couple of more items for this text field. So we need a max line, because URLs can be very long sometimes, so we can say max lines, and we can set it to 3. It's completely up to you. You can set it to 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you like. And we also need a label for it, so we can say label, and here we will call it another function inside the curly braces, and here we can actually run another composable component. So we can say here text, and then we can provide the text, and here we can say image URL, and let's give it some property as well. So for color we can say color dot white, and I think that will be it for the label. So we got value on value change, max line, label, and we also need the colors for the text field itself. So this color was for the label, and for text field we need to call it a bit differently. So here we will say text field defaults, and then we can call the text field colors method, and we can actually remove all of this code, and then we can set the color here. So we can say color dot white, and it's creating some problem, the text field default. So let's actually remove it from here, and let's put it here. Let's call it colors first, colors, and then we can paste it here. Yeah, so I think I forget to initialize the colors, that's why it was showing red, but now everything is fine. Okay, so after the text field for caption for image URL, we now we need another text field for the caption. So let's declare another column. So after this row, we can say column, and we can provide the modifier, same old technique, modifier dot fill max width, and then wrap content height. Then we can create a value for caption text state, and here we can say caption, let's call it caption only. Let me check the caption. Okay, caption. Then we can say text field, and again for value we can say caption text state dot value. For on value change, we can say caption text state dot value equals 8. Then let's give it a color first. So text field defaults dot text field colors. Let's remove this piece of code, and let's say colors, color dot white, and what else? Okay, let's give it a label. So for label we can say text, and here we can say caption. Let's also give it a color, so color dot white, and I don't think I am missing anything else. So actually let's run it and see if everything is fine. So we got our placeholder and text field for image URL, and text field for caption. So everything is working fine. Well, we have not checked it yet. Let's actually check this image URL, that if it's working or not. So I am just going to grab the image URL of this image, because they have quite a short image URL. So let's copy image address, and let's actually run it here and see if the image URL is really short. It looks like a very short image URL, so we can use it. So let's go to the emulator and put our image URL inside it. So after pasting, yeah, we can see the image. So I think the image URL is working fine. So now we can work on this validation, post validation. So let's work on that. And as we remove the string or the image URL, the image is gone away. So it's working fine, I think. So let's work on the validation, image validation. So we don't accidentally put the blank string or blank caption. So we want to make this tick button clickable. So let's do that first. So where is that image? I think this one is, yeah. So to make it clickable, we can just provide the clickable functionality. So where we can say clickable, and then we can provide a function here to validate the post. So we can say validate post, and we need to provide two parameters because we want to validate the image URL and the caption. So we can say image URL and caption, and we can actually set the image URL here. I think should take it. So yeah, it's taking it. And caption, for caption we can set the caption and caption text or caption. And now we can create a function. So let's create the function validate post, and it's going to be of type mutable state because it's directly taking it from the clickable function, because we initialize it with image URL and caption. So it's already grabbing the type of variable. So let's create it quickly, or let's implement this function. So here I'm simply going to say that if image URL dot value dot is empty, or caption dot value is empty, then we will simply say log dot d, and here we will say new post error, and we can set a message that either image value or caption is empty. And if we have both values, then we can set it to, we can actually log the values of both items. So here we will say log.d new post log, and we can set the message. And for message we can say image URL dot value, then we can say plus, then we can append it with another plus, and here we can say caption dot value, and let's run it and see that if we are able to validate the post. So I'm just going to open the log. So let's just click it and see if it's working. So as soon as we click, we get the error message for image value or caption is empty. So I think it's working. So let's put the image URL again and let's see if it's working with the data. And for caption we can say just hello, and let's see if we get these two values. So I'm just going to click it and let's see if we get the values. So here we are able to get these two values and hello also, but the hello is kind of got attached to the image string, which is okay because we are just logging it to check it whether we are getting all the data or not from the image URL. We can actually create a little bit of space here, so there will be space between this value and this value, but I think for now it's fine. So that's it for this section, and I will see you in the next one. Again, if you like the video, then please like the video and subscribe the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye for now. Take care.